rescuing them and myself. I've said it before, I used to be a fucking loser. Sitting across from like actual movie star celebrities, actual movie stars I've seen in movies. It was a date. I didn't realize it was a date until I got there. But first, I'm going to go around the park. It has been 2 years that I've been on this journey of self-improvement. 2 years. And so much has happened these 2 years. I have changed so much as an individual, as a human, as a person, and I've gone on so many adventures, like mind-blowing adventures, and it's got me thinking, I want to tell you about all of that. And I sprinkled some of that stuff throughout the videos, but I decided I'm going to start doing a reflection series. Starting with today's video right here, starting with this video right now, I'm going to today reflect on just who I was then, who I am now, and tell y'all some stories. Here's a couple different stories. I'm only going to tell you one of them today. I was an extra in the background of a movie in 2 different scenes, sitting across from like actual movie star celebrities, actual movie stars I've seen in movies. I'm sitting across the table from them in a movie. I was in a circus once. I went and hiked up this mountain with a group of people, and the leader of the group got lost 3 times. And on the 3rd time, we realized that this person was reading the map upside down. And I jumped in at that point in time and led us out of being lost in the middle of the woods. So today we're talking about the getting lost in the woods on top of a mountain, rescuing them and myself out of the woods. It was a crazy day. First, though, let me reflect a bit about who I used to be. So, I've said it before, I used to be a fucking loser, okay? I was a loser more than you could realize. I was socially awkward. I was self-destructive. Anything good in my life, I would destroy. I was constantly doing things that made myself go, ugh, why would I do that? And I was just completely loser. I couldn't talk to people, couldn't hold conversations. I couldn't keep eye contact. You know, I was thinner than a stick, you know, and a raging alcoholic. You know, I was a mess. I literally could not chest press more than like 60 pounds. Now I'm at 165. I can chest press 165. I know 105 pounds in 2 years is not a lot. I wasn't super consistent the first year of the gym, but the second year I've been very consistent. And working on just chest, but back, chest, biceps, work on my legs, all sorts of stuff. So I just think it's just crazy that now, after this amount of time, I can now chest press 105 more pounds than I used to. I can make eye contact with people. I go out and I talk to total strangers all the time. You know, I'm always having conversations with people. I'm very extroverted. I used to be introverted. You know, I was watching a video that's no longer on YouTube of me back in December of last year alone, and like my shoulders were so much smaller. My chest was, like my neck was smaller. It is ridiculous how much bigger I am now, and I love it. And overall, I'm a much happier person, and I experience things in life that I never experienced if I didn't start down this journey of self-improvement. So many experiences, and that's one of the best things about life is experiences. So let me tell you about this experience of climbing this mountain. So I was going on the app Meetup. On the app Meetup, you can meet up with people, random people, and do random little side quests and adventures. And one of these little side quests was a hiking group. So I went up and met with this hiking group early in the morning on a Saturday, and we were going to go hike the Pinnacle Mountain up in Little Rock. But not the actual mountain itself. One of these side, little smaller mountains over the side. You know, a lot of people don't realize it's also a mountain. I don't think it even has a name. It's part of Pinnacle. So it's a very dense section of woods. And I meet up with this group, and it's just a giant group of random people. You know, don't even know who most of them are. Actually, I didn't know who any of them are. I don't think most of them even knew who each other was. So I meet up with this group, and the leader of the group is this woman who was a real estate agent, probably about late 40s. Real nice lady, but she talked way too much and always talked like she knew what she was talking about. Which, you know, probably helped her sell houses, but it didn't help her read a map. So I messed up, but yeah, it didn't help her read a map. So here we are walking through this mountain. You know, I'm talking to different people. There was a guy there who was he was a white guy from South Africa who went to college in London and then moved to the States. And he actually gave me the nickname the Surfing Cowboy. Yeehaw on a surfboard. So Talking to him, talking to his wife, talking to some old Army vets, talking to some, people my age, and a bunch of other random people. People work at Walmart, just a bunch of random people, a group of people that would never have gotten together normally in life without something like the app Meetup. So we're walking through this trail, having the blast, and we get like halfway through the trail and realize that we are no longer seeing the points on the map we're supposed to be seeing. So we start looking around, we're like, where are we? And 3 of them gather on the map, and they're like, oh, okay, so we're here, we're supposed to be over there. Okay, well, let's just go down this side ways, and we'll get there. So we start going down this little side trail, and we're like, okay, we're on track again. We start going down that way and realize we didn't pass the big tree with the sign on like we're supposed to. Like, oh crap, we're lost again. So we decide to start going down a different path that the leader of the group, this lady, suggested we go down. She's like, oh, this must be the correct way. This has to be. The map says it is. So we start going down this. Mind you, this is only an hour hike. All right, that's how long this hike's supposed to be. It's an hour hike. It's now been an hour and a half. We're like, okay, we're getting a little worried here, lady. What's going on? So we're looking around and realize that the map's been upside down this whole time. We have no clue where we are. So I said, okay, we're not playing this game. I'm not playing this game. I have to be at a girl's house. A girl I went to high school with, actually, because a grade below me. Ran into her recently. And I had to be at her house that day because she wanted to use my studio to record some hip-hop music where she would be singing on it. And she did a great job that evening. But point is, I was supposed to be over there, kind of like a little date, pretty much. It was a date. Don't get me wrong. It was a date. I didn't realize it was a date until I got there. And we had like dinner, a big fancy dinner, and then recorded music. It was a great time. But I had to be there. So I'm like, well, we can't be lost all day. So I stepped up to the front of the group. I said, hey, listen, y'all. Over yonder, over there is a tree line, which means there's no trees past that. That's the drop off into the river. We parked downstream from the river, which means we have to go follow the tree line that way, because that way is downstream. As long as we follow that way, we will find our way back to where we parked at. So why don't you follow me, and we'll go this way. And everybody kind of looked around at each other and all went, yeah, all right, cool. So we start walking. And next thing I knew, the little leader, the little real estate lady, she is now in the very back of the group, just head down between her legs, realized that she got lost, and all her big hype and big talk about knowing stuff didn't get her nowhere and didn't help her. And my coworkers are pulling up, so I'm going to catch y'all and tell you the rest of the story in a second. For right now, just remember, head down, ladies, all sad. All her big talk and big hype got her nowhere and got us lost. All right, I'm finally off work. I'm going to finish the story here in 1 second, but first I'm going to go around the park and hang up some flyers for my book, Frederick the One-Legged Goose. Got my backpack full of flyers and some tape. We'll go around this park and hang some flyers. All right, so I got to hang some flyers. Got about 2 hung up in one park and a third one in another park. Then I tried to go give some flyers out, some more elaborate flyers to some businesses. All the businesses were closed though, so I kind of failed there. Now, me and her are decorating a tree. It's Christmas. I've been way all around Christmas. Every day to town, Christmas. And I'm going to tell you about the rest of that story with the hike right now. All right, so the rest of the story about that hike. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get back to the story. So the ladies head down, back of the group, looking all sad. I'm hiking, leading this group through the woods. I look down, and one of the people that was with us had a dog. And that random dog is now just next to me by my leg, just next to me on this walk. No clue how he got away from where his little owner, he just came straight up to me. He's like, you know what? That's the leader of the group. I'm following him. So now I'm walking through the woods, not knowing where I'm going, just know that a general direction to get back to the vehicles. I have a random dog next to me, just walking with me, recognizing that I was the alpha male of the situation. And this big hype, big talk lady who was the guy of Sloss, who was the leader, is in the far back of the group, head between her legs, giving up on life. She didn't give up on life. She didn't give up on life. She just gave up on the situation. I felt so good about that right there, because she had all this big talk, all this big hype. I already didn't like her because of that. You know, she was nonstop talking all this hype about stuff she didn't really know anything about. I could tell. You know, you can always tell those people when they're just talking. They don't actually know what they're talking about, but they make it sound like they do. I can't stand those kind of people. I really can't. It's I don't know. I'm not getting into that right now. What we'll get into is the fact that it felt good to rise above this person and help them, because I could have just continued following her lead. We all could have, and got more lost in the woods. That hour hike or hour and a half hike turned into a 3-hour hike by the time we get back to the cars. So I felt good rising up above this person and going, you know what? I know how to get out of here. I know what to do. We're gonna do this. Y'all gonna follow me? Y'all gonna follow her? And lo and behold, they followed me. They said, you know what? That guy seems like he knows what he's doing. They didn't know me. They didn't know me from Jack. They didn't know me from Adam. They just knew that, hey, this guy might actually know what he's doing. He might be able to help us. And as you know, I am literally rescuing them out of the woods. Guys, back to our cars. After that, I drove to that girl's house. We ate some fine tri-tip steaks. Recorded some hip-hop music. Did a few other things that I'm going to talk about. And had a good time. You know what I'm saying? We just had a good time. And that was one crazy day, honestly. That's the day I got the nickname Surfing Cowboy. Yeehaw on a surfboard, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a interesting time. And just to reflect upon it, to feel the pride from that day, and to remember that I rose to being the leader of that group. You know, didn't know a single person in that group, but I knew that their leader wasn't leading correctly, so I stood up as a leader. And I realized it's something we have to do in life. Sometimes we have to stand up as the leader. We don't always have to stand up as a leader. Sometimes we have to follow. Even the best leaders know to follow sometimes. But that's the time I had to stand up. I had to lead. And it felt damn good doing it, I'll tell you what. So if you're stuck in a situation where the leader is leading you down a wrong path and you know it, and you see the right path, speak up. Make your point, and then follow the path. The wise will follow behind you. Keep that in mind. Now, Knights, keep growing as you do. Grow as you need to grow and keep going. I'll be right here with you along this journey of self-improvement. You keep growing, I keep growing. Live that no bull lifestyle. Let's go. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Remember, this is your journey. Grow how you need to grow.